Hello and welcome to today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today we are going to be talking about intermittent fasting and your thoughts about food and how your thoughts could actually be the thing that is keeping you in maybe a stuck kind of position with what it is you're trying to do with your weight or your physique or your health, and how simply changing your thoughts can be the thing that can get you unstuck, and how intermittent fasting can be the thing to help you. So welcome if you're jumping on maybe for the first time, or maybe you've been around and you haven't done so yet. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube so you'll be notified when we go live and have these conversations. If you're joining us on Facebook, I always ask that you hit that follow button and make sure you're set up for notifications. And then always feel free to smash that like button and share this with anyone that you feel might benefit from our community or the conversations that we have. And then before we get started, one last little announcement. We do have our next intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course starting this Saturday on April the 2nd. Registration is open through the 1st. I've put down below the link that you can go to. Also share it in the chat to get more information or to register for our next course. I do teach a lot about the mindset aspect of incorporating intermittent fasting and making some nutritional changes in our life so that we can, in fact, wake up every day looking and feeling our best and living our most authentic life. Because if you can handle the thoughts you're having, I promise you, you will be successful at anything that you are embarking on in your life. Okay, so let's get started with today's conversation. These are some of the statements that I hear a lot from women in our community who are afraid of starting intermittent fasting, right? Or maybe women who have maybe experimented with intermittent fasting but couldn't stick with it or didn't find the success that they were hoping for. And I wanted to go over some of these, and I want you to do me a favor. In the comments section, put the number that corresponds with the thought that you think or feel that you have on a regular basis that could be holding you back, or maybe something that you've used in your own life. So I deserve some kind of food because you had a bad day, or because you had a great day, or because something in your life is triggering your brain to go to a reward system because of food, or a punishment system because of food. This is what I call conditioning, right? So I deserve to have the thing that you know is going to probably hold you back from your goals, but you're going to justify it because of that thought you're having. There is no way I am giving up my blank, fill in the blank, right? There's no way I'm going to give up this thing, even though I will do anything to reach my health, wellness, or happiness goals with where I am in the season of life that I'm in. Food has made me whatever. What is it that you feel like you're blaming food for, right? And is it just the food aspect of it, or is it the thoughts and the feelings you have around food? Could that be the problem? So that's number 3. Number 4, I am desperate. So are you going into something that might be a new lifestyle you're trying to incorporate, a fitness challenge, a nutritional challenge, and are you going into it with a thought that you are desperate for a result? Number 5, I am a stress, whatever it is you want to fill in the blank with. Oftentimes it's I am a stress eater, right? Are you justifying decisions about nutrition, or decisions about not working out, or decisions about not fasting with just this one time, And are you tracking how many times you use this statement, right? Because if we're not tracking this thought and justification, I promise you, if you do start tracking it, you would be amazed at how many times this comes up, and this is the thing that we fall into or lean into as a way to justify a decision that we know is not going to work for us in the long run. Number 7, I am addicted to, right? This is another one of those thoughts that come up and statements that I hear a lot, that we use the fact that we're addicted to food. And I take addiction very seriously. So it's not like an addiction, like a chemical addiction outside of food, right? But you're using the fact that it's super uncomfortable to go without the thing. So you're throwing in the word addicted there. Number 8, but my cravings, what? My cravings are unmanageable. My cravings like kind of run the day, or they run my mind. What statement or thought do you have about how cravings make you feel? There is no way I can live without XYZ, right? I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to reverse the signs of aging. I want to help balance out these menopausal, perimenopausal, postmenopausal signs and symptoms. But there's no way I can live without a food or drink. You fill in the blank there. Number 10, this blank better work or else I give up. I hear this all the time. And I think it's because so many of us have bought in figuratively, monetarily, maybe emotionally to this thing in the beginning when we were super excited about it and we knew this was going to be the thing that was going to change for us. We knew this was going to be the thing that was going to work for us, and then it didn't. So then we go into the next thing with the same sort of excitement, right? And then it doesn't work for us. And what I want us to realize if we're a number 10 statement person is that nothing's going to work until you change. Changing your diet, changing what you do for exercise, changing a lifestyle routine in hopes of the change of the outside thing is going to be the magic fix for you. It's just not true. You have to change you. You have to change your thoughts. You have to change your behaviors. You have to change how it is you're going to commit to something until it works for you. You're going to have to change you. You can't give up on something that is not changing the person you are and the thoughts that you have. You have to change that first, right? And then number 11, this is the last thing I am going to try. I always want to ask the question after I hear this statement, right? If this doesn't work for me, then I'm going to give up. This is the last thing I'm ever going to try. Fantastic. How has what you've been doing before worked for you? And if that hasn't worked for you, then you're going to have to change your thoughts about what it is you're not accomplishing, the weight you're not losing, the health benefits you're not gaining, maybe how unbalanced you're feeling as you're going through hormonal changes. You're going to have to change something, right? And if you're going to give up on maybe trying something that's going to work for you because you're going to try with the thought process change, right? If you're just going to give up and you're not going to try anything else, then you have to be okay with accepting where you are, and you have to learn how to be happy with that too. So either way, you're going to have to do that thought work and change how it is you're thinking in your own brain, because those thoughts are going to lead to an emotion, and the emotion is really where we start to make the decisions that are either going to help us or hold us back. So how does intermittent fasting help to reframe our thoughts about food? Well, with intermittent fasting, when you do it in a controlled way, and you do it in a way where you're thinking about what we call here the magic that happens in a state of hungry, and you feel empowered in a state of hungry instead of feeling desperate in a state of hungry. When you go into intermittent fasting, trusting the science or trusting the people who have had success before you, and that's where your thoughts lead from, then intermittent fasting allows us to create new thoughts, right? If you trust the process, if you're going to go into it like, I see how this has helped other people, I'm going to change how it is I implement food in my life. I'm going to change what I know my area of weakness has been. When you go into it with those kind of thoughts, the empowered thoughts, the trusting thoughts, the thoughts that this is in fact going to work for you, then you reframe your brain. I promise you, if you reframe your brain, you will be successful at anything and everything you try to accomplish in your life. And this is why intermittent fasting is what I call a life-changing lifestyle. When you feel confident in your own skin, when you feel empowered about how it is you are taking care of your own body, you go into every other life situation with those same thoughts and those same feelings and those same actions, and everything in your life improves because you as the individual, you as the woman have improved. You've improved from the inside, and that's going to show on the outside. So this is why I really do talk about intermittent fasting from the mindset approach. We can all follow a meal plan. We can decide we're going to eat food. We can decide we're not going to eat food. We can decide we're going to wake up and work out. We can decide we're not going to wake up and work out. That's all fine, right? But what we have to start doing is getting those wins. We have to start reframing how it is we're having those conversations in our own brain so we can create the change that we want. Intermittent fasting is amazing because it does allow us to clear up those thoughts that are holding us back in our brain because we're no longer being sedated or drugged down or weighed down or our brain chemistry is not being influenced by the food choices that we're making or the drink choices that we're making when we're having a lot of these thoughts, right? These thoughts lead to us making a decision. These thoughts are going to lead us to doing something to change our hormonal and chemical makeup. And when you are dedicated and disciplined about an hour that you're going to dedicate to fasting, your body is going to be forced to change its chemistry and its hormonal makeup. And that leads to thoughts that are going to lead you to the results that you say that you really want. When this all comes together for women in our intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course, it is magic. It is absolute magic. And I think the thought work that we are missing when we're talking about nutrition and fitness and wellness and anti-aging and reversing signs of aging that often lead to disease type of states, we're not incorporating the practice of managing our own thoughts, and we're just being told to be robotic about what we're doing, not ask questions, right? And just do what someone else tells us to do, and that hasn't served us so well. So we need to stand up for ourselves, we need to manage our thoughts, and we need to track what we're doing to make sure that the thoughts that we have are also balancing out and equaling to what it is that we say that we really want. You should never enter into a life-changing type of environment or experience feeling desperate or feeling like this is going to be the last thing. You should enter those kind of situations thinking this is going to be my forever thing, and I'm going to stick with this, and I'm going to learn how to understand my body so this will in fact work for me the way it has worked for other people. And that is how we win this game in every aspect of our life for sure. Okay, so any questions about intermittent fasting, this is the time to ask them. We do have a course starting on April 2nd. I have it running at the bottom of the screen here. We also have a link in both YouTube and Facebook that you can click on to get more information. I give you the power back, and I ask you to think about what your body is going through when you start incorporating intermittent fasting. I don't ask you to follow me like a robot. I ask you to consider what it is your body is feeling every day. I ask you to consider how it is you say that you want to see yourself. And I ask you to consider reframing your brain and taking the power back about how it is you want to age, how it is you want to manage your health, and how it is you want to wake up every single day looking and feeling your best. And you doing that in your most authentic way. So this can be the forever lifestyle for you. Okay, so let me see what we have in the comment section today. Michelle from Alberta, Canada. Girlfriend, you're our first commenter today. Welcome. Tina, hello from South Dakota. Always good to have you with us, my friend. Janine, hi, Diane. Happy Monday from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Is that a sun emoji? I'm so glad it's sunny there. LCMM, greetings, newbie here. Awesome. Well, I hope you've taken a chance to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you hit that little bell notification. That way, when we schedule these lives, you'll be notified, and you can always come back and see us on Monday and Thursday at noon. LS 1, 2, and 6. So let's see, LS 1, 2, and 6. I deserve, there's no way I'm going to give that up, and just this once. Yes. Okay. So then I always like to ask, as a coach, how is that working for you? How are these statements that you're framing in your brain helping you get to where it is that you say that you want? And if they don't, all you have to do is fill in the blank with something different. I deserve to look and feel my best, right? There is no way I am giving up on my future self. And then 6, just this one time, I'm going to trust the process. All you have to do is fill in the blank with something that's going to serve you. And I promise you, your brain will start to believe it. You get the opportunity to create some new mind mapping. And then the default for you will I deserve to look and feel my best. Your brain won't go to the thing that's not serving you anymore. So do all that work, LS, and I promise you, you will start to see and feel the change for sure. Let's see. Michelle Hawkins, number 5. Let's see. I am a stress. You probably said eater in there, right? And this is another one of those things when I'm coaching women, especially on my one-on-one calls that I do with women, is I say, okay, well, if that's not serving you, how many other words can we stick in here that are going to serve you, right? I am a stress walker. I am a stress water drinker. I am a stress, like you can fill in the blank with whatever you want. As a society, we default to what has been socially acceptable, right? And it doesn't work very well for us. So we have to get out of the norm socially and create our own dialogue in our head that's going to serve us. So you get to fill in that blank there with something that's going to serve you. What I say about changing these thought statements is that you have to write them down. You have to put them on, bright, sticky Post-it notes, stick them in all kinds of places, write them in your planner. You have to force your brain to think in a different way and train it to say the things that are going to serve you, or it will default to easy, right? So you have to do this thought work very proactively, write it down, remind yourself, and I promise you it'll start to stick for sure. And then you'll catch yourself and you'll think it's really fun. Tina, 7 and 8 for sure. Never give up. So 7 and 8. Let's see. 7. I am addicted to, right? And that's a real thing. Like when we feel down and we eat something that makes us feel up or makes us feel good, it is an addictive type of chemical and hormonal reaction in our body. The beautiful thing about this statement when it comes to food is that you can learn and train your body to be addicted to something else. So this is where I always say hungry is where the magic happens. I personally am addicted to that energized sense of calm. I am addicted to that feeling of emptiness and energy simultaneously. And I used to be the girl that started my day with, waffles and creamer in my coffee. And I ate every 2 hours for fear of getting fat and gaining weight. And so to be able to change that thought process for myself is proof that it works. I used to be that girl. Now I'm addicted to the energized sense of calm and the magic that takes place when my body is empty and energized off of what I have in storage. And so you can change your brain for sure. And then number 8, but my cravings. Yeah. So these two tend to go hand in hand for sure. Right. And a craving is just your brain getting a signal because you've been conditioned. Right. So I get that sensation that I want something, and then we satisfy this sensation. So the craving gets rewarded. And so all you have to do is create a craving that's going to serve you, right? And so if you're craving something that you know is not going to serve you, satisfy it with something else, and then you can retrain your behavior system to be something that's going to serve you for sure. Sandy, hello from North Carolina. Sandy from UK. Girlfriend, it's so good to have you with us. LCM, what's the best thing to have when you're breaking your fast? It all depends. I don't dictate what's best for you because I don't know you. So what I would recommend is, and what I teach inside the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course is experiment with things, right? Break your fast with something and see how you feel. The beautiful thing about intermittent fasting is it creates that space of reset and balance so that when you do break your fast, your body will immediately tell you if that thing is working for you or not working for you. So you have to experiment with it, play around with your food, play around with what you like, play around with what you have available to you. And then you just kind of create your lifestyle around that. So I would say jump into the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. I teach you all that in there. Natalie from Dublin. Hello, girlfriend. Pam from PA. February 22 grad. Best decision ever to take your course. Awesome, Pam. I thank you so much. My February class, we graduated you guys at the end of February. My March class just graduated this weekend. And so now we're starting up our April course. So glad that you were in class, girlfriend. And I'm so glad that you are getting some good results also. Vidya, hello, girlfriend. I, just to say, I'm very happy with IF. My mind and body very much settle with the 16-8 lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. That the 16-8 is working for you, girl. I say you stay there for sure. LS, thank you so much. This is super. That is super awesome. Okay, cool. See, Tina, doing a lot of mental work this week, being more consistent with my fasting and making better feasting choices, sleeping and feeling better one day at a time. Yeah, for sure. You always have to, this is the other thing about intermittent fasting and any kind of lifestyle that you're trying to incorporate into your life. you have to consider what it is you want from life, right? So I never recommend overhauling your life to satisfy an eating genre. I never recommend overhauling your life to be an intermittent faster. I recommend incorporating those two things in the life that you already have, right? And then making them work within how it is you like to show up for yourself. So I never miss a memory making moment with my family. I will never miss, a Friday night dinner with my family. We do Sunday brunch on Sunday later in the morning, earlier in the afternoon. So I don't fast as long from Saturday to Sunday because I will never miss brunch with my family. That's our thing. And my thoughts around that are just that, right? I will never miss a memory making moment. And I fasted really long Friday to Saturday. I'm fasting really long Sunday to Monday, and I can ebb and flow because my thoughts and my feelings about this lifestyle that I've created are very healthy and they're working for me. So if you're not feeling those kind of things, then you have to go back to this thought process and really figure out what could be holding you back. Tina, when I get a craving, I go listen to more of your videos to remind myself of what I really want. It's helping a lot. Awesome. Yeah, you always have to make sure that you're keeping those positive thought processes in your head for sure, because things will come along to try to throw you off track, right? That's what we call life. And so you got to make sure you're like 2 steps ahead of life for sure. Lisa C. just completed a 20-hour fast and feel great. Signed up for the April class. Yes. Super excited to have you in class with us in April. It is so much fun. And the cool thing about going into class, even if you're already practicing intermittent fasting, is the class puts the missing pieces of the puzzle together so that you will end with a lifestyle that you can actually grasp onto and continue for the rest of your life, with the opportunity to ebb and flow when life is in fact happening to you, right? And so that's what the class is designed to do. It's for the beginner, it's for the experience, it's for someone who was fasting and maybe walked away and wants to come back. It's going to be the thing that's going to put all the pieces to the puzzle together for you. So Lisa, can't wait to see you in class next weekend. Pam, my first instinct was to fill in the blanks with negative phrases. Makes me stop before answering to turn to those into what I want it to be, not what I've experienced in the past. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, for sure. Jot these down. Like, I would recommend coming to class Mondays and Thursdays, when we do these live coaching and community conversations, with a notebook, right? You can take some serious notes on this stuff, or come back to the video and watch it again and write these down, right? And how do you want these to serve you? Because if you're this kind of thinker today and it's not serving you, you are the one that has the power to change it. I can't change it for you. I wanted to also say here too, when you come into class, my hope is to have you think differently, come out of class as a different thinker, come out of class with experience, come out of class with some empowered feelings about how to take care of yourself, come out of class with the proof that this stuff does work and you don't have to live a regimented and deprived life. But in no way am I making you change you, right? You're changing you. I am not the one who is responsible for your success. I'm not the one that's going to be responsible if you quit. Like, those are the things we also need to take ownership of. You are responsible for the changes you're making. You're responsible for your success. You're responsible for everything. And it all does start with this one little thing that's going to trigger the course of the rest of our day. So I'm super happy for you, Pam, for sure. Izzy, I fasted 5 days a week for 2 weeks and I had gained a pound. Bummer. What did I do wrong? I have no idea. Those are those kind of statements that I would say, if you fasted 5 days a week for 2 weeks, like 5 days straight, 24 hours at a time, for 16 hours, did you fast for 20 hours? Like, I don't know what's going on with you and your body chemistry, but if you want to find the answers, what I would recommend doing, Izzy, is jump into our April 2nd class. I, again, will put those missing pieces to whatever it is you're doing together and help you have a complete puzzle. Oftentimes when we're seeking out this kind of stuff, and this is where I ran into some problems as well when I first started intermittent fasting, is I was taking a bunch of tidbits, sound bites of information from people, and it didn't add up to make sense for me and my body. And so what I recommend doing is just jump into something that's going to be all inclusive, give yourself a couple of weeks to practice it out and then see if you can find what it was that didn't work for you when you did whatever it is you were doing. Wanda, I swear you jump into my brain always. Thank you. You're welcome, Wanda. Yeah, it's because I have the same brain as you. This is why it's super important that we engage in a community of like-minded people, right? We're all going through the same season of life together. We're all women. We've all had the same kind of experiences or similar experiences in the past with trying to manage weight and body image and food industry standards and all the things. And that's why it's super important for me to teach you how to take care of you and how to control you and how to make decisions that best serve you, and why I won't preach to you if something is good or bad. I want to get you to the root of what it is your thinking is so that we can identify where it is we need to make some tweaks. So Wanda, I am super, super happy for you, girlfriend. You're doing the work. And so that's really where it's coming into play. Okay, so that's it for today. Your thoughts and food. If you're finding that you're saying these things to yourself and what you're filling the blank in with is not serving you, you have the power to fill in the blank with something else and start a new practice for yourself. The beautiful thing about intermittent fasting, and I said this here, is that intermittent fasting allows you the opportunity to pick a part of your day, a section of your day in a very controlled manner, putting your body into a healing state, which is also known as a fasted state, and removing the problem out of your equation so that you can then have a new experience, which is going to create new thoughts for you. And this, my friends, is where the magic happens. Okay, if you haven't already done so, get on my email list. I'm emailing all week to give you a personal invitation to jump in with us into our April 2nd, 2022 Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. If this month is not good for you, we will run another course next month. But I always recommend, if you've identified that what you're doing is not working for you or you're feeling frustrated, don't put off success. Success will happen for you in the first week, because the first week we do concentrate on just the intermittent fasting aspect of things. And I promise you, by the end of the first week, you will have many aha moments and you will understand where maybe there might be some gaps in the information that you're getting. Okay, I will see you guys. Peggy Johnson, girlfriend, you're welcome. So glad you were able to pop in today. I will see you guys on Thursday, right back here on YouTube and Facebook at noon Central Standard Time. I will also see you, if you follow me on Instagram, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then I will see you on Friday as well, where we dedicate an hour on Instagram at 1 p.m. to metabolic flexibility. Lots of opportunities for us to jump in. If you're looking for some inspiration with your feasting, I post all of that on my Instagram stories. I think you can get that on Facebook stories now as well. So you can get some little insights in what it is I do in my feasting lifestyle. Again, I'm not preaching to you. I'm just showing you some ideas to give you some creative outlet for how it is you want to feast as well. Have a good rest of your Monday. I hope it's beautiful where you are. It is like super warm and sunny here in Texas. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time outdoors. I pray that you have the same opportunity as well. Have a good one.